All right, so you're thinking about a career as a homologation engineer, and you've got an interview coming up.
Well, you've come to the right place.
We're diving deep into RoleCatcher's resources to help you totally ace that interview. They've got it all. Career overviews, sample interview questions.
Even AI insights to give you a real edge.
Exactly. Think of this deep dive as your secret weapon for interview prep
We're going to break it all down, share some career advice.
and show you how to use those AI tools to really make your answers shine.
It's like having a cheat sheet, but better.
Okay, so first things first, let's paint a picture for our listeners.
Yeah.
What does a homologation engineer actually do?
So imagine this, right? A brand new car rolls off the assembly line. It's all sleek, shiny, ready to hit the road.
Yeah.
But before it can legally do that, it needs to meet a whole bunch of rules and regulations. That's where a homologation engineer comes in. You're basically the detective ensuring that vehicles, components, systems, everything is playing by the rules.
Especially in Europe, right? I've heard they have some seriously strict standards.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You'd be diving deep into those regulations, coordinating tests.
So you're like the compliance guru.
Exactly. It's fast-paced, detail-oriented.
Definitely need a good mix of technical know-how and people skills.
We got it. RoleCatcher's guides emphasize strong math skills, critical thinking,
Okay.
and even reading comprehension, because those regulations, they can be pretty dense.
Not exactly light reading before bed.
No, definitely not. And here's the thing, this field is constantly evolving, so active learning is key. You got to be like a sponge, soaking up new information all the time.
All right, so let's say you've got the skills, you've done your research, and you land that interview. What kind of questions should you expect?
RoleCatcher gives us 10 common questions.
Right.
We're going to unpack them one by one.
Let's do it. Hit me with question number 1.
Okay, get ready. What experience do you have in homologation engineering? Now, you might be thinking, well, I'm just starting out. What experience? And that's totally okay. This is where you highlight relevant coursework, internships, even personal projects that show off your passion.
So like if I built a robot in my garage that followed all the local safety guidelines.
Exactly. That's relevant. It's all about showing that you can learn and apply those principles even outside of a formal work setting. And this is where RoleCatcher's AI can help fine-tune that answer.
Okay, tell me more about that.
You can plug your answer into their AI tool, and it analyzes the job description, suggests ways to tailor your response for maximum impact, like it might highlight certain keywords or suggest restructuring your answer.
To better align with what they're looking for.
Exactly.
That's super helpful. Takes out the guesswork. Okay, so we nailed the first question. What's next?
All right. Question number 2. What skills do you think are necessary for a homologation engineer? This is your chance to shine.
So don't just rattle off a list of skills.
Nope. You got to connect those skills to the job description and the specific challenges of homologation.
Okay, I'm with you.
Think attention to detail, communication, working under pressure, and always back it up with examples.
Give me an example.
Okay, let's say you're talking about attention to detail. Instead of just saying, I'm detail-oriented, you could say, in my engineering design class, I was responsible for reviewing technical drawings and ensuring they met all the specified tolerances. See, that shows them you understand the importance of accuracy, which is crucial for a homologation engineer, right?
Okay, so paint a picture. Show, don't just tell. Got it.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can give you feedback on your answers to help you make them even stronger.
All right, bring on question number 3.
Here we go. What is your experience with regulatory compliance? Again, you're early in your career, you might not have direct experience with, automotive regulations, but think broader. Have you ever worked on a project where safety standards were really important?
So, like, if I worked as a lifeguard and had to enforce safety rules, that counts.
Absolutely. You were responsible for upholding those standards and making sure everyone followed the rules. You can connect that to the automotive industry.
Okay, so finding those transferable skills. Gotcha. What's next?
All right, this one might seem straightforward, but it's your chance to show you're proactive. How do you stay up to date with changes in regulations?
Don't just say, I read industry journals.
Right. Get specific. Mention conferences you attended, online communities you're a part of, or even how you've set up alerts for regulatory updates.
Okay, so show that you're actively seeking out information.
Exactly. And imagine using RoleCatcher's AI to analyze this question, right? It might even suggest mentioning specific journals or conferences, ones that are super relevant to the company or the specific area of homologation they're focused on.
It's like having a personalized research assistant.
Yep.
All right, let's keep this momentum going. What's the next chord?
Okay. How do you ensure that products meet regulatory requirements? This is where you show off your process, your attention to detail.
Should I walk them through a scenario?
Yes, exactly. Like imagine you're working on a new electric vehicle. How would you make sure it meets all the safety and emissions regulations? Talk about testing, analysis, collaborating with engineers, your commitment to getting it right.
So like giving them a sneak peek into my work style. Okay, we're making good progress. What's next?
All right, this one might be a little tricky for those new to the field. What experience do you have working with government agencies? Honesty is key here. If you don't have direct experience, it's okay to say so.
So what do I say instead?
Talk about your understanding of those bureaucratic processes, your ability to communicate effectively, and your willingness to learn.
So even if I've never filled out a government form in my life, I can spin it positively.
Exactly. It's about framing it as a learning opportunity, highlighting your adaptability. And again, RoleCatcher's AI can help you refine your answer.
Okay. Feeling more confident with each question. What's next?
All right, this one is all about your organizational skills. What is your approach to managing complex projects?
And let's be honest, homologation projects, they can be pretty complex.
Oh, absolutely. So here's where you break down your strategy. Clear task breakdowns, communication, your secret weapon for staying organized. Maybe you love project management software or visual tools like Kanban boards.
Whatever your method, be able to articulate it clearly.
Yes. And maybe even connect it back to how those skills would be a good fit for a homologation role.
Okay.
And, don't forget RoleCatcher's AI can give you feedback on that answer too.
All right. Feeling like a project management pro now. What's next?
This one is a classic, but make sure to tailor it for this kind of job. Describe a time when you had to make a difficult decision.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine there are plenty of tough calls to make in homologation, balancing safety and deadlines.
You got it. So pick a story that shows off your judgment and your problem-solving skills.
Ideally, one that relates to engineering or compliance, right?
Yeah, exactly. So maybe a time when you had to choose between two testing methods and each one had pros and cons.
Okay.
Walk them through your thought process, the factors you considered, the outcome. And here's a tip. Use the STAR method.
The STAR method.
Yeah. Situation, task, action, result. It's just a clear, concise way to structure your answer.
Love that. It's like a little storytelling framework. Okay, we're on a roll. What's next?
All right, this one's all about staying organized and focused. How do you prioritize competing priorities?
That feels relevant to pretty much every job out there.
It is, but especially in a fast-paced field like homologation where you're juggling multiple projects, deadlines, regulatory changes.
So do you have a system? Do you use any tools? Share your approach.
Right. And if you're drawing a blank, think back to a time when you successfully managed a bunch of projects at once. What did you do to stay on top of it all?
Okay, so reflect on past experiences to highlight those skills.
Got it.
What's our final question?
Last but not least, what experience do you have working with cross-functional teams?
Homologation's a team sport.
100%. You'll be collaborating with all kinds of people, engineers, designers, legal teams, so highlight projects where you worked effectively in those kinds of environments.
So even group projects back in college could be relevant here.
Absolutely. It's all about showing that you can communicate, understand different perspectives, and work towards a shared goal. And, you guessed it, RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your answer and even suggest ways to tailor it to the specific company culture they have.
Okay, we've tackled all 10 questions, feeling much more prepared already.
But we're not done yet. RoleCatcher also has some great career insights to give you an extra edge.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Tell me more.
So for instance, did you know there are actually different specializations within homologation engineering?
Really?
You could focus on certain vehicle types like passenger cars versus commercial trucks, or you could even specialize in emerging technologies like electric vehicles or autonomous driving systems.
So if I was super passionate about self-driving cars,
Yeah.
I could really hone in on that area.
Exactly. It's a way to set yourself apart, show potential employers you've got a focused interest. And RoleCatcher's Career Guide actually lays out all these different paths, gives you a sense of the potential growth and specializations out there.
That's so helpful for thinking about long-term career planning. What other insights did you find?
Well, they also outline those typical career stages, from entry level all the way up to principal engineer, so you can kind of see what that career ladder looks like. And they even have a list of certifications, things like ISO 9001 or PMP, that can really boost your resume.
So even if you don't have tons of experience, you can still show commitment through certifications.
Exactly. It shows you're proactive about your professional development, that you're committed to staying ahead of the curve.
Okay, so we've got the questions down. We've got those career insights. What about that AI magic we talked about? How does RoleCatcher use AI for interview prep?
This is where things get really cool. Imagine an AI co-pilot for your job search. RoleCatcher's AI can help tailor your resume and cover letter, which increases your chances of getting past those automated screening systems.
So it's like a robot proofreader who knows exactly what hiring managers are looking for.
It's even smarter than that. It can analyze those specific job descriptions and suggest the absolute best way to present your skills and experience.
Well, that's impressive. What about for the interview itself?
Well, their AI feedback can help you craft those amazing answers. You can even practice your responses through video and get those AI-driven insights to really polish your performance.
So it's like having a virtual mock interview with an expert who can analyze everything, like even your body language.
Exactly. And it's all personalized feedback,
Yeah.
tailored to the job you're going for. It really is like having a secret weapon.
So combining your own knowledge with these AI-powered tools, that can give you a serious advantage.
Absolutely. It's like having a whole team of career coaches and AI experts all rolled into one.
Okay, we covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive. I'm feeling pretty pumped.
Me too. But we're just getting started.
Stay tuned for part 2, where we're going to dig even deeper into the world of homologation engineering. We'll explore those career paths in more detail and uncover even more ways RoleCatcher can help you land that dream job.
We'll be back soon with more insights, tips, and those AI-powered strategies to help you ace that interview and launch a successful career. Welcome back. I hope you are ready for round 2.
I am definitely ready.
Because we're taking a closer look at what a career in homologation engineering can really look like.
Yeah, last time we covered those 10 killer interview questions from RoleCatcher. And now I really want to know what happens after you land that job.
That is a great question, and that's where RoleCatcher's career guide really comes in handy.
Okay.
It maps out those typical career stages,
Okay.
almost like leveling up in a video game.
Ooh, I like that analogy.
So you usually start as an entry-level homologation engineer.
Okay.
Think of it as building that foundation, you're assisting those senior engineers, you're doing research,
Right.
getting a feel for the whole homologation process.
Lots of learning, shadowing.
Exactly, a lot of shadowing, yeah.
Okay.
RoleCatcher even gives us an example profile of someone at this stage.
Okay.
It's usually a highly motivated individual with a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering,
Okay.
and maybe even some industry certifications.
So even at the entry level, certifications can give you a leg up.
They definitely can. It
Interesting.
shows you're proactive, you're already thinking ahead.
Okay, so you've mastered the basics. What's next on the career ladder?
Next up is junior homologation engineer.
Okay.
You're taking on more responsibility, you're managing those smaller projects,
Right.
and you're really diving deep into all those nitty-gritty regulations.
So less hand-holding, a little bit more independent work.
That's the idea. You're building your confidence, your expertise.
Gotcha.
RoleCatcher's example profile for this stage
Yeah.
describes someone with a master's degree in automotive engineering
Okay.
and maybe even some specialized certifications like ASOL certification,
What is that?
ASOL,
Yeah.
automotive safety integrity level.
Oh, wow.
It focuses on making sure those automotive systems are functioning safely.
Oh, yeah.
It's really a key qualification if you're working in this field.
Makes sense. Okay. I am ready to keep learning. What's after junior?
Well, then you're ready to be a senior homologation engineer.
Ooh, senior. Okay.
At this level, you're leading that homologation process.
Okay.
You're overseeing compliance for those bigger projects.
Wow.
And you're mentoring those junior engineers.
Okay, so now you're not just doing the work, you're also guiding others.
Exactly. Leadership and mentorship become really crucial at this stage.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's example for this level
Yeah.
mentions someone with a PhD in automotive engineering
Wow, okay.
and a prestigious certification like CASH,
CAGHS.
Certified Automotive Homologation Specialist.
Right.
It shows a deep understanding of that whole homologation process
Right.
and the ability to really manage those complex projects.
Got it. So is there a final level? Is there like a final boss?
There is the top of the mountain, the principal homologation engineer.
Okay, principal homologation engineer. That sounds impressive. What do they do?
You're the big picture strategist at this point.
Hmm.
You're setting the direction for that entire homologation process within the company. You're making sure they're complying with all those evolving regulations.
Right.
And you're mentoring both junior and senior engineers.
So it's kind of a leadership role that combines the technical know-how with business strategy.
You got it.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's example profile here
Yeah.
describes someone with an executive MBA.
Oh, yeah.
and a very distinguished certification like CGAE,
What is that one?
Certified Global Automotive Engineer.
Oh, wow.
This person, they're not only a technical expert,
Right,
but
yeah.
they're also a business leader. They're a mentor.
Okay.
They're shaping the future of homologation within their organization.
Wow. So it's a very challenging path, but incredibly rewarding. It seems like you're constantly learning and growing.
That's what makes it so exciting. No matter where you are on that ladder, there's always something new to learn.
Speaking new things, let's bring back those AI tools we talked about before.
Okay.
We know that RoleCatcher can help tailor resumes, cover letters. But what about using AI to prepare for those specific interview questions?
That's where RoleCatcher's AI-powered interview practice comes in.
Ooh, tell me more.
You can record your answers to those common interview questions,
Okay.
and then you get feedback
On that.
on everything, from your delivery to your content,
Wow.
even your body language.
So it's like having a virtual mock interview with an expert.
Pretty much, yeah. And
Yeah.
it's not just generic feedback. It's tailored to the specific job you're going for.
Okay.
It takes into account the company culture, the skills they're looking for, even the interviewer's style.
It's like having a personalized interview coach right in your pocket.
Exactly. And it's such a game changer, especially if you get nervous during interviews.
Right.
You can practice as many times as you need. You can fine-tune those answers and just boost your confidence.
So by combining those RoleCatcher career guides with the AI tools, you're basically creating a super-powered interview prep strategy.
That's exactly right. You've got the knowledge, the insights, and the practice to really make you stand out.
Okay, I am feeling very pumped about my career prospects.
I love that.
But before we jump to part 3,
Yeah.
I want to circle back to something you mentioned before.
What's that?
Those specialized certifications.
Oh, yes. Those are so important.
They can really make your resume stand out, especially as you move up in your career.
Absolutely. They show that you're dedicated, you're committed to professional development.
That you really understand those industry standards.
They're like badges of honor.
Yeah.
They show employers, hey, I'm serious. I'm a real contender here.
It's not just about landing that first job. It's about always investing in your skills and knowledge.
Got it. The automotive industry, it's always changing, new technologies, new regulations.
Right.
You got to be a lifelong learner to stay ahead of the game.
So what are some key certifications that maybe aspiring homologation engineers should consider?
Well, RoleCatcher mentions a few, like ISO 9001, which focuses on those quality management systems,
Okay.
and ISO/IEC 17025,
Okay.
which is all about lab management systems.
Gotcha. Those sound kind of broad.
They are?
Do they apply to other industries as well?
They do, and that's why they're so valuable.
Yeah.
Because they show employers, hey, I'm committed to quality, I get those best practices, no
Okay.
matter what field you're in.
Right.
But then there's also ones specifically for automotive,
Oh, like what?
like Six Sigma Green Belt,
Okay.
which is focused on process improvement
Gotcha.
and the Project Management Professional Certification, or PMP.
So even without years of experience, you can still show those skills through those certifications.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's a way to show, hey, I'm serious about this, I'm invested.
Okay, I am definitely adding some certifications to my to-do list.
I love that.
It's a smart move.
It is.
RoleCatcher, their career guide, even breaks down which certifications are best for each career stage.
Yes.
So you can plan it out.
It's like having a roadmap to success.
Okay.
Certifications, they're just one piece of the puzzle.
Right.
It's about taking that knowledge and using it, in the real world, always improving those skills.
So it's a journey, not a destination,
Exactly. And that journey, it can be really rewarding.
especially in a field like this.
Yes, especially in a field like homologation engineering. But hey,
Yeah.
we've got one more part of our deep dive to go.
Oh, what else is there?
In part 3, we're going to explore the human side of all of this.
Okay.
We'll talk about the soft skills like communication, teamwork, problem solving,
Okay.
and how those can really make a difference.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Stay tuned! We'll be back to wrap up our deep dive.
Okay, we're back for the final part of our deep dive into homologation engineering. We've covered so much ground,
We have.
from acing the interview to mapping out a successful career.
Yeah.
But there's one more piece of the puzzle, right?
We've talked a lot about the technical skills, but, in any career, and especially in homologation, it's the soft skills that can really make all the difference.
Right, things like communication, teamwork,
Problem solving, yeah.
those essential skills that go beyond just knowing the rules.
Exactly. Think about it. You're going to be working with so many different people.
Right.
Engineers, designers, regulatory agencies, legal teams.
Uh-huh.
Being able to explain those technical details, listen, build rapport. It's essential.
Yeah, it's not just about being the expert, it's being able to communicate that expertise.
Absolutely. It goes both ways.
Okay.
You need to be a good listener, too. Understand those different perspectives.
Right.
Especially when you're dealing with, those conflicting regulations from different markets.
Yeah.
Having strong communication skills, that's key to finding solutions.
Absolutely. Speaking of finding solutions, what about problem solving?
Oh, it's a must-have.
Right.
Homologation projects are complex, right? There's always potential roadblocks. You might find a design flaw.
That impacts safety.
Exactly. Or maybe you're facing a tight deadline.
Okay.
You got to think on your feet, come up with solutions.
Be creative.
Exactly.
So it's not just about checking boxes.
Yeah.
It's about thinking critically and being adaptable.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Adaptability, because the automotive industry, it's constantly changing.
New technologies.
New regulations, you got to be comfortable with that.
Embrace the change.
You got to think about it.
Yeah.
Electric vehicles, autonomous driving.
Yeah.
All these innovations bring new challenges, but also new opportunities.
Right. So it sounds like being a homologation engineer is all about being a lifelong learner.
Yes, always learn.
Always growing. Yeah.
The best homologation engineers, they're curious, they're proactive,
Okay.
they're always seeking out that new information.
Okay. So we've got communication, problem solving, adaptability, any other soft skills that are super important for this field.
Teamwork.
Teamwork. Yeah.
Huge one.
Right.
You're rarely working in isolation. It's a very collaborative process.
Yeah.
You got to be a team player, respect those different perspectives.
Contribute your expertise.
Exactly. And as you gain experience,
Yeah.
maybe even take on a leadership role.
Okay.
Mentoring junior engineers, guiding teams through those tough projects.
Right.
That all requires strong leadership.
Okay. This has been a really incredible deep dive.
Did have.
I feel like we've covered it all.
I think so.
We talked about the role itself, how to nail that interview, and how to build a really successful career.
And even how AI can help.
Yeah, I feel like I have a whole new appreciation for this field.
Me too.
It's definitely challenging, but it seems so rewarding.
It is.
Especially if you're passionate about the automotive industry.
Absolutely. It's a field that's constantly evolving, full of opportunity.
So if you're listening out there and you're thinking, this is for me.
What advice do we have?
Yeah, what's our final takeaway?
Dive in, do your research.
Connect with people in the field.
Yes, and check out RoleCatcher's resources.
All right, they have so much information.
They've got those AI tools, the guidance.
Yeah, it's like a roadmap and a support system all in one.
It is.
And remember, the automotive industry is changing so fast.
All the time. Electric vehicles, autonomous driving,
Right.
homologation engineers are going to be vital in shaping that future.
Making sure those new technologies are safe and accessible for everyone.
Exactly. It's an exciting time to be a part of this field.
It really is.
So, if you're looking for a career that's both challenging and rewarding,
Where you can really make a difference.
homologation engineering might just be that perfect fit.
Okay, on that note, it's time for us to wrap up this deep dive.
It's been great.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
To everyone listening, we wish you the best of luck in your career journey.
Best of luck.
And remember, stay curious, stay determined, and embrace those challenges.
You got it.
Until next time, this is The Deep Dive, signing off.